see how this works. Kind of an audio check and just see what everyone can see on the screen. So we'll just do a real quick check. Perfect. I can press a button perfectly. Let's see how this goes. Can always. I really need to branch out. I own the game now, maybe I'll branch out. It used to be just, you know, you didn't want to waste your quarters by picking somebody you didn't like. Ryu is very predictable with his fireballs. If he throws one, he's probably going to throw another. Oh, he's kicking my butt. Oof. 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 Ooh, we took that round. We took that one. Yeah. Did he give me the peace sign? Probably did. Oh. Ooh, when you can do that roundhouse follow-up, it's usually a good energy taker. Oh, Nikes. Oh my god. Oh my god. A fireball battle with him? Oh my god. Okay, I can't. I think I have to delete this video after. Oh my god. Samuel, do you like the pause? Now if you hold it, instead of just doing a reset, it'll give you a couple options here. Resume, reset. I like the reset. You can just go right back to the title screen. That's a nice little option. And of course, what we'll do, quit. Start button now is doing everything, it seems. It's just kind of your select button. Where I feel like with, sometimes I feel like with these arcade 1-ups, you don't know. It's either the punch button or what, or the 1-up button. You never know. All right, so let's just check something else. I haven't played this one yet. Do a little bit of Loop Master. I don't even know if I feel like pressing the button this much with this game, but it's still a cool game. Especially two-player. I mean, that's what's cool about this cabinet. It's just got so many cool two-player games. This Final Fight. I will honestly play this for a split second. I've never been a huge fan of shooters. I do like the graphics. The graphics have always been very appealing to me. And I think these games can be fun, especially for people who don't know how to play the fighters, who get bored with those very quickly. I think maybe for younger kids, I think these games can be very appealing because, especially when you got nothing but quarters and pre-continues, you can make some progress in these games. I'm already tired of pressing this button this much. Okay, yeah. Anyways, awesome game, but I'm just not going to play it too much right now. We'll bring it to that. And you get a defeat sign. There's nice little, again, Arcade 1-Up is definitely stepping their game up and putting in little sounds and things that give it almost like a sense of humor, which I think is a nice touch because I don't think they've really done that in the past. We'll check out another game here. Now, I had the cocktail cabinet. And one of the only cool things I would say about the cocktail cabinet was you had this on a pretty big screen. It's definitely reduced here. I do like what they did on the sides. I think that's cool. I like that artwork, and it's probably original to the cabinet, which I think is a nice touch. And this is cool. I mean, this is I like how they just made everything small. And as a kid, this was an old game. I never really played it much in the arcade, but these were the kind of games that really, I would see. And I'd be like, wow, that's kind of cool. All these war games. Hopefully you can hear the audio. I'll turn it up. I have it pretty low. Turn that up real quick. Audio is always good on these newer cabinets. Stereo. Speakers here. And it really does a good job. All these cabinets have good speakers. I'll turn it down a little bit. We'll try a different game. Quit that one. Now they do have the originals. Obviously, they have 5 different Street Fighters here, and then they have the first Street Fighter. Just for the sake of showing everybody the original Street Fighter. They had this at the U.S. Skates when I was a kid. I remember there was a Street Fighter cabinet there. And I never really played it because this game is just, it's, you know, I don't know. It's hard, it's basic, it feels buggy, the way the movement is. Some people I'm sure would disagree with me. I'm sure people in the comments might go crazy, right? But I don't know. I can do some fireballs. Somebody, let me try it. Or maybe not. I was pulling them off on the last time I was playing this a little bit. Okay, we'll try again. There it goes. And they take off a ton. Everything slows down too. When you hit somebody with like that, I don't know if they intended like a slow-mo, but everything kind of slows down when you throw one of those. Ooh, look at that. Everything slows down. Ooh. We'll take it to the 3rd round just for that sense of suspense. Let's see what we can do. Oh, look at that. I don't think I've ever done that move, ever. Now, can I do the other one? Probably not. Can I do the dragon punch? No. But I can do the fireball. Let it be known. Cool. I love the maps. The backgrounds were always, I think, one of the coolest things about these early fighters, right? Was the different environments they had you in, and, of course, the comments, right? After you defeat people. Those are always nice too. Obviously used in Street Fighter 2 with, you know, all characters, right, as they kept that. Okay, let's do another one. We'll do a couple more here. Now, one thing that's really cool, my brother was talking about this, and I think it's true. You take a game like Ghosts and Goblins, which is incredibly hard, right? A very, very difficult game. And now it's got a pause button to it. So if you want to pause it, and go downstairs, use the restroom, go get some coffee, you know, go play with your kids, leave the game on, pause it because you're far in the game and you continued a zillion times, right? That's cool. Now the debate is it's not arcade authentic? Who cares? If I was arcade authentic, I'd have a normal TV in here, an old TV, and I would probably hate my life because this is way cooler. I mean, the colors are amazing on these games. I don't think it looked like this at my local arcade back in the day. So I'm happy with it. I like the little features and the additions that they're building into these cabinets, kind of making them standard. I think it's cool. Now, I'll kill this guy. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, or not. Come on, buddy. Come down. Okay, I got him. I'm happy with that. I was playing this a little bit last night, and this game's fun. I think one thing that makes this game very fun is the control is on point. And that's one thing I'd like to say that's great about these arcade 1up cabinets, despite, you know, some of the things we can really point out if we wanted to, is I think they nailed the control. Now the buttons aren't the greatest, I get it. I'm not one to swap out buttons. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't trust myself. And yeah, I mean, that's just not going to be an option for me. So these buttons are fine. But in terms of like response and how it feels, like everything feels great. Especially for a game like this where at the end of the day it's really about like the mistakes you're making. And you can see I'm doing all right. Let's see, here comes this big dude. Hopefully he doesn't shoot anything at me. Okay, I did pretty good there. And the nice thing about reaching the end of the level is you'll get your armor back. It just appears, right? Which is pretty cool. All right, let's do another one. Here we go. We'll do 1 or 2 more just to get some footage. I like to sometimes get footage of like building these things, but I did it late last night with very little light, trying to make as little noise as possible as my kids were sleeping in the next couple rooms. So couldn't really do the way I did with the Golden Axe. I actually got some footage of that, but that's for another video perhaps. All right, so let's look at Darkstalkers. I know this is always a popular one with this cabinet, this list of games, because a lot of us have never played it. It's cool. My son really likes this game because of the characters, and we call it the Halloween game. So it's really good for October. Turn the music up a little bit. And very bright. Everything looks fantastic. All the moves and stuff are similar to like Street Fighter moves and stuff, so charging and just kind of rotations and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. I don't think I would really play this that much because I have all the different Street Fighters on here, and that's really my cup of tea. But this is definitely, like, I can see my kids as they get a little bit older, this being a go-to game for them because it's just well done, right? I don't think I ever saw this cabinet in an arcade. Maybe it was a little bit later on, I'm not too sure. But definitely a cool game. But I will move on at this point. My son likes the werewolf. Alright, we will check out, let's check out, I'm not going to do all the different Street Fighters, I don't think we really need to. I showed you what I played the most of is Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the Ultimate Champion. When I visited my dad, I was just telling him the other day, as I was getting this in the mail and everything, I used to play this down in Rancho Bernardo, because my dad lived out in San Diego for, a long time, and I would visit him. And there was a nice movie theater there. Everything was kind of developing at that time. It was kind of a cool place to be, especially for a kid coming from the East Coast, just vacationing a little bit in sunny California. And now I live here, so I love it. Like, it's kind of a dream come true. But this is the one they had at the movie theater. And, oh man, I mean, just watching even the intro that I get going on this game. But here we go. Let's check out Street Fighter 2 Champion. Because this really is the big one, right? This is the one that's in all the arcades, biggest selling arcade game of the time, right? I'm pretty sure. And then we talk about the console release, and everyone's playing this on Street Fighter 2. Sorry if you played it on Genesis, but Street Fighter 2 I think was the better deal. I'm sure I'll hear it in the comments, but this is just such a huge game, so I think this is worth checking out. This is, of course, Champion, so it opens up the fact that you can play against each other, like same character. So Ken versus Ken, Zangief versus Zangief, which is always cool to see. And then, of course, we have our boss characters, right? All right, so people, it's all about Ken. This is what I do. I don't know. I feel like I can't even choose anyone else. I got to get over that now that I got this cabinet. Now, this one is tremendously easier than the Super Street Fighter Turbo. Just way easier in terms of difficulty. And I'm fairly certain on this cabinet, turn it down a little bit, you can adjust the difficulty on pretty much every game. So that definitely is helpful. I know when I had the cocktail cabinet, there was no adjusting of anything, and so I would just get slaughtered, especially on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I would get slaughtered. So this is a much easier, it's easier to get through all the, to fight through all the characters and get to the end. And I have a couple other cabinets, but I think this might be my favorite just because of Street Fighter. And it's all about Street Fighter on this cabinet, which I think is great. Love the aesthetics. I'm not even big. I mean, yeah, I did wear windbreakers that look like this. Purple and pink. I mean, I did. I mean, we all did, but I can't say I really love it, but it really does speak to an era, the 1990s, so I think it's pretty cool. I'll do one more round here. Or actually, we won. We'll quit that. I'm going to show one more game here, people, and that's going to do it in terms of just games. And, another reason I'm so happy to have this cabinet, and the reason I bought the cocktail and then I was able to thankfully sell it, and I lost a little money, I put some feet on it, which was nice, but, I needed this cabinet. I needed the bigger screen. I'm a Street Fighter 2 dude. I don't need to play it online, because that's just another thing to lose at in life, right? I don't need that. And I don't want my kids getting online with this when their day comes, when they're ready to play this thing all the time together. It's more about just playing with their friends and stuff like that. But another reason I was very excited to get, I didn't mean to press this one, was Final Fight. Never got the initial cabinet. Glad I didn't, you know, just because it was a Gen 2 or whatever it was. But this is just another game where I can play this. I'll take 45 minutes to an hour, play it through, and I'll do it over and over. There was a time in my life where I was playing this game. What I like about it is, in a day and age where, especially when you look at the consoles like PS5 and Xbox, you know, Series X, whatever, the games suck your life away. They suck hours of your life away, right? To do nothing in a game can take you 80 minutes. And so what I like about these games is they're to the point, man. You just jam through it. It's over. You feel that little bit of sense of kind of, you know, you accomplished it. And I know that's not for everybody, but that's what games used to be. I mean, that's why role-playing games, I guess, were such a big deal for us back in the day, because it was a game that you really did kind of put down, and then you picked it back up, and it took you a week, it took you a month, it took you however much time you were put into it. Whereas these kinds of games, beat 'em ups, a lot of games, sports games, I mean, it was really just within that 30 minutes you were playing 45 minutes to an hour, right? And I didn't play this a lot in the arcade. I don't think I did. Probably because I didn't have the money. Right? The only time I started really playing arcade games quite a bit was Street Fighter. I think that was when I used to play a lot of Street Fighter. Probably because of the competitive kind of nature to it. Alright, people. As you know, you can just go on in Final Fight. It's perfect, right? Everything is great with that game. So I'm happy with the cabinet. I'll say, look at that beautiful bezel. And it was a little tricky, I would say, just making sure everything kind of clicked together. I do see a little bit of spacing here, but it's nothing that I'm too worried about. Everything looks like, for the most part, it fits together perfectly. It took a little bit of finessing and a little bit of finagling, but that's gorgeous. I think that really stands out. I'll kind of pull back a little bit so you can see more of the cab. One thing I will say is the height. I think my only criticism would be when it comes to the height on this thing. It is kind of short. Now, I'm a short dude. I'm only like 5'8", 5'9". So I, you know, don't really worry when people talk about height issues with these cabinets, because I'm like, oh, well, that's for tall people. But I will say, you can even see, I'll step on camera here, it's short. I was telling my brother last night, one thing I noticed, I got it right up to, you can actually see here, people, have a nice decent comparison. And it's hard to see from this angle, so maybe I'll jam over here for a second. I think you can actually see. But one thing you're going to notice here is, zoom in a little bit. You can see, if you're looking at the screens here, it might be hard to notice, but this Marvel Superheroes cabinet, which it feels great. Like, I'm 5'8", 5'9", standing here. Like, this is amazing, and it's because the screen is tilted, right? And this one has a very slight tilt to it, the Legacy cabinet here. And it makes a huge difference, especially because they wanted this to be, yeah, I guess I can see why they had to push this in, because if it was out any further, if you were tall, you'd be seeing even less of the screen. So what I do want to really remark upon here is, and you can see also, I think what's nice about this kind of juxtaposition here, while I have it available, while I have this on shot, is you can see this is daytime for me while I'm recording some of this footage. So you can see over here that the Street Fighter 2, it really pops. I mean, these light up marquees, they're getting better at them. I think they're a little overpriced if you buy them straight from the site, and they're not even there half the time. But it really does make a difference. So if you've ever been on like the fence about the light up marquees, I think even in daytime, you can start to see the real difference here. And also show you the Golden X, which has a light up marquee as well. And I'll hopefully do a Golden X video some other time. I even got some footage of the building. Okay, so back to this. I just wanted to give you maybe kind of a final view of the cabinet here. And here we have the, I guess it's just artwork. I don't even know if it's a sticker. I haven't even ran my hand over it. But I'll pull back here so everyone can see the bottom of the cabinet here. You know, after really thinking about, you know, what they're doing here now, and it's really just a graphic. But I do think, especially with 12 titles, you know, this whole idea of listing out the games it's done. I think they're pretty much done with this. I don't think they're going to keep doing this with their cabinets because people just don't like it. And now that I think about it, and I see other things that are possible, I agree. I don't really like just kind of, you know, as we see over here, listing out all of the different games. I think they can do different things with these, and I think they did a good job. As for finally, the hardest thing, the most, you know, grueling on your hand is going to be the riser, custom riser here, and it is, in my opinion, beautiful. I didn't think how much I really was going to like the riser until I see it here and just see how vivid the colors are in that Street Fighter 2. There's just, it really stands out. And one last thing I'll do here, everybody. So I'll just do a kind of pull out, and you can just see how this cabinet does look with the other ones. And this is meant for a stool. I didn't want to lose that point. So while I had mentioned it's kind of strange to stand and play this, I would imagine if you're close to 6 foot or whatever, it's going to be kind of crazy. So what it's really designed for, and if you don't have one, you might want to get one. And I ain't plugging Arcade 1up stools, but I think make sure it's kind of a similar height. I think it kind of works. But this is perfect. The stool at its kind of max height here. I have 2 others that I got to raise up here. But it's the perfect height for this cabinet. Perfect height. One last thing I wanted to mention. If I zoom in, people have, you know, one big complaint that everybody's talking about, I'm going to zoom in right on it, people, is this raised area. And people are talking about their hand resting. You know, I'll be honest, when I play Street Fighter, there's no way, I have small hands, but there's no way I'm going to be rubbing up my hand on this. Maybe if it's like during rounds, I might just kind of set my hand down. But I am definitely the type of person, when I play Street Fighter, you know, I got my hand kind of off and up, right? I mean, that's just me. So I don't know. That's not a problem for me. And what people weren't mentioning, I think the people criticizing that, is notice why they did that. Because they wanted to keep this nice yellow line going all the way through, whereas if you check out the Marvel cabinet, right, which is a bit older, I'll just kind of come over here real quick. Notice that line is cut, right? That blue line that comes down, I know yellow if you have the limited edition or whatever, that line is cut so it doesn't come all the way through. So you can see the pros and the cons of, you know, why they may have done it. It doesn't bother me. I have no problem. I think it really actually ends up allowing the cabinet to stand out even more so. And here we go. I'll do a final. Show you. I'm going to turn up the volume on this puppy. My wife's teaching, but it's all for the sake of everyone seeing how awesome this cabinet is. Very happy with it. I am a Street Fighter 2 guy. Have been my whole life. Show you some of that side work real quick. Side view here. Haven't really shown the side artwork yet. A lot of people talking about it's basic but true to form. That's how it was back in the day. You know, I think for me though, it's just kind of tiny. You know, I'm just the kind of guy who, like, if you got space, like, try to do something with it. At the end of the day, I do think less is more. I agree with that philosophy. So if that's the case, then I think they nailed it. I think they did a good job. People complaining about that raised edge, but I'm telling you, it really makes the cabinet stand out. I think it looks great. So happy to have Street Fighter on a big screen. I had the cocktail and I realized I couldn't do that small thing, and I don't mod to that point where I'm putting in new screens. And there it is, another beaut that I'll have to do a different video on another day. a cabinet that I'm much less familiar with Sega arcade games than say something like Street Fighter 2. Really in my wheelhouse, been playing those my whole life. And I do like my Marvel cabinet as well, but maybe more on that later. Thank you everybody for watching the video, and this might be it for arcade 1-ups for me. My wife says I can't have too many of these because we don't have unlimited space, so I get jealous when I see everybody on YouTube with rooms and showing off all the different cabinets they have. But it's cool. It's something that I like to see. So I highly recommend this cabinet. I don't really have any criticisms to speak of. I think Arcade 1-up is doing a better job with each model and release, and that's going to do it. So I will get one more game in here and hope you have a good day. As fast as it can be, that's what we want. Give me a little Delson. Oh, come on. The sound is great. Sounds great. I don't even have it up that loud because I don't want it to be blaring, but these things get crazy loud if you want it to. Woo. I'll play till I lose, which will probably be the next person I fight. See you, Delson. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose. DJ. Please. Little slide kick, uppercut, whatever he's got. See that move. Give me a break. How are you hitting somebody out of the air with a slide kick? It is what it is. Oh, some of these guys got moves that just take you right out of the air. It's crazy. We'll leave it there. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and see you next time.